Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here Dr. Stephen F. Myler, PhD, breaks down the political landscape of Southern Ireland in this episode. We're going to take a look at the Republic of Ireland's political structure, which is not what you think. First up, let's start with the basics. The Republic of Ireland is a parliamentary, representative, democratic republic. So, in other words, a democracy where the legislature, that's the part that makes laws, is supreme and where the head of state mostly has a ceremonial role. Now, despite being a modern democracy, the Republic of Ireland retains elements of its rich cultural and historical heritage in its governmental practices, resulting in a unique blend of traditional ceremony and contemporary pragmatism. Let's now dive into the three branches of the Irish government. We'll look at their structure and functions. We will also discuss the way that the country is governed, the political parties, as well as the electoral system. First up, the core political structure. The first thing to know about the Republic of Ireland's political structure is that it is a parliamentary, representative democratic republic. The term representative highlights that the people elect leaders who make decisions on their behalf, in contrast to a direct democracy where citizens vote on laws directly. This structure ensures that policies reflect the views of the populace, while also providing a more efficient means of governance. The word republic indicates that the country has an elected head of state rather than a monarch or a king. Additionally, the inclusion of parliamentary signifies that the legislature holds the highest power, with the government accountable to it. This combination of elements establishes a framework for governance that emphasizes citizen participation through elected representatives and places the legislature at the core of the political system. Now let's break down the structure further. At the heart of this structure lies the Oireachtas, the national parliament of Ireland. The term Oireachtas is derived from an Old Irish word meaning assembly. It's made up of two houses, the lower house known as Éireann and the upper house known as the Seanad Éireann. So then looking first at the lower house, Éireann, which literally translates to the lower house, is the primary legislative body in the Irish political system. It's the most powerful house of the Oireachtas, and members of the lower house are popularly elected by citizens across single-member constituencies through a voting system known as PRSTV, which stands for Proportional Representation, Single Transferable Vote. This method ensures that seats are distributed proportionally to the votes cast, allowing for smaller parties to gain representation. The members of the are referred to as commonly known as TDs, which means members of the lower house. In Irish, the current size of the is Bailliothe members. A significant feature of the is its role in selecting the Dáil, which is the Irish term for Prime Minister. After elections, the party or coalition with the most seats in the nominates the Dáil, who is then formally appointed by the President. Moving on to the upper house, we have the Seanad Éireann, which means the Senate or the upper house. Unlike the lower house, membership of the Seanad is not directly elected by the people. Instead, members are appointed by various mechanisms. 1/3 of the Seanad's seats are nominated by the Dáil, with the remaining 2/3 being filled by members elected by vocational panels, such as agriculture, industry and commerce, and educational institutions, including universities and technical colleges. This indirect election process aims to bring diverse perspectives and expertise to the Seanad, giving voice to interests that might not otherwise be well represented. The upper house plays a crucial role in scrutinizing and amending legislation passed in the lower house. However, the Seanad does not have the power to block bills passed by the. This structure ensures that while the lower house has the final say in legislation, the upper house can propose amendments and offer alternative perspectives, leading to a more comprehensive and refined legislative process. The next important element of the political structure is the President of Ireland. The President holds the position of the ceremonial head of state in the Republic of Ireland. The President is elected by the people through a popular vote, and currently the President is Michael D. Higgins, who was first elected in 2011 and re-elected in 2018. While the President has certain powers outlined in the Constitution, such as appointing ministers and dissolving the lower house, these powers are largely ceremonial. The President signs bills passed by the Oireachtas into law and also represents Ireland in official state functions and foreign affairs. Despite having limited political powers, the president plays a significant symbolic role in representing the nation, promoting national unity and identity and serving as a unifying figure for the country. Next up, let's talk about the executive branch. The executive branch of the Irish government is headed by the Dáil, which is the Irish term for Prime Minister. The Dáil is the head of the government and the leader of the party or coalition with the majority in the lower house, the Éireann. Following elections, the party or coalition with the most seats in the nominates the Dáil, who is then formally appointed by the president. The Dáil leads the cabinet, which is the body responsible for formulating and implementing national policy, and they also play a key role in shaping the legislative agenda of the government. Currently, the Dáil is Seamus Harris from Fine Gael, who assumed office in December 2023. Following a vote in the Dáil, he succeeded Leo Varadkar, who had held the position since March 2020. Next, we have which is the Irish term for Deputy Prime Minister. The is typically the leader of a party that is a coalition partner with the party of the Dáil, and they support the Dáil in the work of government. The currently Martin is also the Minister for Foreign Affairs and currently acts as the deputy leader of the government. The main function of the cabinet is to make decisions on behalf of the government in the best interest of the country. They meet regularly to discuss and approve policies and legislation, ensuring the smooth functioning of the government and the implementation of its agenda. Lastly, under the executive branch, we have the civil service, which is the administrative body that supports the government in the implementation of its policies and the delivery of public services. The civil service is headed by the Secretary-General of the Department of the Dáil and is responsible for the day-to-day operations of government. Moving on, we have the judicial branch of the government, which is responsible for interpreting and applying the law. The judicial branch operates independently of the other branches, ensuring that it can impartially uphold the Constitution and the rule of law. The highest court in Ireland is the Supreme Court, which is responsible for hearing appeals from lower courts and for interpreting the Constitution. Below the Supreme Court, we have the Court of Appeal and the High Court, which handles civil, criminal and constitutional cases. The independence of the judicial branch from both the legislature and the executive ensures that justice is served without undue influence or interference from other powerful branches, safeguarding the rights and liberties of Irish citizens. Next, let's get into how Ireland is governed. As mentioned earlier, the President is the head of state and holds a largely ceremonial role. Real governmental power rests with the Dáil, who is the head of the government and is responsible for policy-making and governance alongside the cabinet. Ireland operates under a multi-party system, which reflects the diverse political viewpoints and interests within the country. Some of the most prominent parties include Fianna Fáin Gael, Sinn, the Labour Party, the Green Party and the Social Democrats. These parties compete in elections, form coalitions and work together to address national issues. This multi-party system encouraged compromise and consensus building among political parties, leading to more inclusive and representative policies. Now let's move on to the electoral system used in the Republic of Ireland. The Republic of Ireland utilizes a proportional representation system known as Single Transferable Vote (PRSTV) for all elections, including national, local and European elections. This system ensures that seats in the legislature are distributed proportionally to the votes cast, giving voters more choice and representation. In PRSTV, voters rank candidates in order of preference. If a candidate wins more votes than the number of seats available, their excess votes are redistributed based on the voters' second preferences. This process continues until all seats are filled. PRSTV promotes proportionality because it ensures that parties receive a number of seats, roughly proportional to the share of the vote they receive. This system also fosters local representation because it allows voters to vote for candidates from their local area who are most likely to win. Furthermore, PRSTV encouraged coalition governments because no single party is likely to win a majority of seats. This leads to a more fragmented legislature with multiple parties forming coalitions to govern. This system has led to a vibrant multi-party landscape in Irish politics. Okay, so now let us wrap up the episode and summarize everything. we've learned about the Republic of Ireland's political structure. The Republic of Ireland's political structure combines elements of a representative democracy with a parliamentary system and a strong emphasis on citizen participation and representation. The system comprises three branches: the legislative, executive and judicial, each with distinct functions and powers. The Oireachtas, the national parliament, is the supreme legislative authority, while the president serves as the ceremonial head of state. The Dáil, who is the head of government, leads the cabinet and is responsible for policy formulation and implementation. The judicial branch, headed by the Supreme Court, interprets and applies the law independently of the other branches. This structure ensures a balance of power and the protection of individual rights. Moreover, the Republic of Ireland's multi-party system and proportional representation electoral system, namely single transferable vote, contribute to a diverse political landscape and encourage coalition governments, reflecting the country's commitment to inclusivity and consensus building in its democratic system. So that just about wraps it up for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the political system of the Republic of Ireland. Also, do check out our other videos about global politics. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next episode. This video was written and edited by Dr. Stephen F. Myler, PhD, world-renowned psychologist and psychotherapist.